It's hard to respect somebody who ain't on your team. Like you doing your thing, they doing their thing, and their thing contradicts your thing, and only one of y'all building the foundation. It's hard to respect somebody standing in the grass, not not holding the hammer or laying the concrete with you. It's hard to respect that person. Straight up. I've been like for real in my relationship with Alyssa. I found myself doing the same exact things that I was doing with my ex. Like as far as like I opened the doors for her. I never like even down to like walking position. Like I don't even let Alyssa walk closer to the street. And like I didn't even notice that I did it at one point, but like it like somebody.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back in the lab once again at 4:32 a.m. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Matt?
Let's make sure I show that off right quick. The better than yesterday. Better than
Hey,
yesterday. That's how I'm doing right now. Better than yesterday, man.
awesome,
Can't complain about a damn thing.
because the code has came. Jesus. Be like
Man,
30s
ain't it
or
though?
40s in the morning. And I'm like, yo, we just had like a heat wave last week.
Bro, ain't it though?
Sense.
Right? It's because we and I think it's this year for starters. Like last year, everybody was still hung up on COVID, so folks were still moving a little funny. So folks was in the house, so like they weren't really tripping about the cold like that. So like they weren't tripping on the cold because the heat had already like they were still accustomed to just being in the house. So I think this year everybody is just like they've been outside for a little bit more, so everybody's like a little more susceptible to weather changes. And I think that's what happened this year. Last year, it didn't feel like it felt like all like the weather was just one spectrum. Like it didn't like the last year and the year before, it just felt like the weather was one spectrum. I don't know what it is, but this year it's just like I've been outside more, so I feel it a lot more.
I understand that. Same with the new job. Been outside, kind of just like feeling it. It's like but it hasn't got to the point where it's like unbearable. Thank God. I know it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Getting my jackets ready, getting my big coats ready. Dusting them off to get ready for the big cold. Uh, whew, I don't think I'm ready for it, but it's coming. You gotta either grit your teeth and bear it, or just go forward, man. It's almost here.
Yeah, I think it's weird though. Like now, that time of the year is like the early part of the year. When back in the day, it used to be like the end of the year. Like December used to be cold when I was a kid. Like I
Mm.
strictly remember December, November and December being the coldest months. Now it's like March.
Yeah, yeah, because that's how you could like kind of gauge like what the months really. Like once the cold hits, you're like, all right, school is almost over, winter break is almost here. But like, yeah, now you said cold
Like,
comes in like March, and I'm guessing this is why like people nowadays they're wearing like hoodies like year round. I'm like, how do y'all do that? Like that's
yeah,
what the changes, man.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Like you think like Virginia, the last time Virginia got a big snowstorm, it was in like it was in like almost April.
Hmm.
The last
Yeah.
time I checked, April shower was supposed to bring May flowers. I don't know what April snow supposed to bring, so I don't know what that does.
Oh
Weird.
man.
We starting to become just like Colorado in the sense of weather patterns. We started to get snow, heat waves and hurricanes all in the same season. I know Colorado don't get hurricanes, but still like they known for having snow and heat all in the same week. So like
That's crazy.
we are coming very close to that, and it don't even make any sense. So I'm sure somebody listening is like global warming. Oh yeah, man, we ain't trying to have that conversation right now.
Facts, facts. All right, man. How you been? You know, your week's just getting started. You excited for it? You not prepared? Prepared?
I'm excited for everything that I got to do except school.
Come on.
To the note of being better than yesterday, I don't feel like this class is making me better at all at anything. Like I feel like I just talking about some old dudes that led their philosophy hundreds of thousands of years ago, and I got to be the one to write about them. Like I don't really, I ain't feeling it, bro. Like I'm not feeling it.
Was this
Like
history class or something? Or
nah, man, it's worse. I'd much rather be doing history. At least I got something to base my research off of, man. I'm
mm,
doing it's like a philosophy class. It's called critical
oh,
reasoning, but like we just studying some thoughts of like old dudes, literally like Cicero and Socrates and Aristotle and all these dudes, man. Plato's like I'm like, man, what are we doing here? Like, what is this has nothing to do with cybersecurity. Like this makes me want to drop out. Like
come on.
it's
Dang.
weird, man.
That is that's outstanding. Like, all right, so learning about the old guys. Like, what is some of the things that like they were accustomed to? Like, what were their morals like back in the day?
It's more of a class talking about their philosophies, if anything, man. Like we're just talking about how wow, what's the man's name? Cicero,
Mm,
how he took the philosophy of Aristotle, and he made it more universal to teach more people, which is also a very appealing concept to me. That he like the dude was just like he started off with this like the whole changing the mindset thing and creating this world where he was the authority on just about everything. And then another dude came behind him and was just like, we can take this and we can generalize it and teach everybody this stuff instead of just being like the elite people of the world knowing this stuff and keeping everybody at the bottom. So that was a interesting concept to me, as well as the fact that one dude was figuring it out, and and he got killed for figuring it out because people ain't like how he was figuring it out. But that's yeah, that was weird. But yeah, that happened. It kind of reminded me of when I used to work at Walmart and I figured it out, and then folks got mad because I was talking about how I figured it out, and it didn't match up with their real world life.
and then you get fired.
Well, I got fired for something else, but
Oh,
yeah, I didn't get fired for that. I got
that's
fired for being a dumbass, so that's a different story.
that's interesting. It's like when you don't fit in, and I'm pretty sure we've said this on the podcast like many times before. Like when you're that black sheep to any type of environment that you're in, it, I mean they don't necessarily come flat out and like kill you like off you or nothing like that, but you you get exiled from like the group almost. You get shunned. You get talked about. You get anything you can think of that's negative that deals with you being like communicated with. It happens all in the name of like you trying to better yourself. It kind of comes with like the territory when you're uh elevating and people aren't moving along with you or they're not moving at all. It just happens. You in the end leave them behind.
Yeah,
So I wanted to talk about like the traditional role as a man. Um and I got there because I was listening to this video of this guy. He goes around, he gets like a group of women. Um and he tries to have a general conversation of what is the role a man and a woman are supposed to play in a relationship. And it's like a whole panel of women, and they're just like, oh, the man is supposed to be traditional. He's supposed to pay the bills, all this other stuff, take care of me, provide. And then he's like, all right, that's cool. That's okay to have. But are you going to reciprocate that want? Like, are you going to be a traditional woman? Are you going to be, and once he said traditional woman, the tables like it did a whole 180 turn or whatever. Like it was just like, oh, uh, I'm independent woman. I'm all this, that, and third. There's nothing or no
everything
man
but
gonna hold me
everything but a
down.
traditional woman.
Right.
But you want a traditional man.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, how did we get to this point where like it's okay to not be in love with someone, not be totally faithful to someone, not be just a decent person like to your significant other? Why is it always like just we either dogging women or we dogging men, and it's just like we've gotten to a point where it's acceptable. Like we do it so much, it's just the social norm. Like you got to go through about 10, 20 relationships just to find the right one, and then there's still there's some hurdles to jump through after you get in that relationship.
Mm, yeah, tricky situation there. I want to keep talking about the joint that you heard, like in that sense, man. Like I've been saying that for a long time, and nobody wanted to listen to me. But I'm glad you heard it on what was this?
I forget the dude's name, light skinned brother. um I'll
YouTube
find it
or
after.
what
he's
we
he's
talking
on a
about?
lot of stuff. He's on YouTube,
Okay,
TikTok.
so this was a TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, millennials. Um,
Similar.
but yeah, I'm glad you came across that because I've been saying stuff like that for years now, and ain't nobody been listening. So like I've been saying that like yo for real, like the women have become the men in most
Mm,
relationships, and like
mm-hmm,
most women can't find men because they are men.
mm,
Like, and here's one of the facets that that I said that almost got me in trouble. And I remember saying it a few years ago. And I said that single women have become the men, and when they have boys, they raising women.
ooh,
And when I said that, what I was talking about was the fact that a woman, a woman who's quote unquote independent, they don't know how to, they don't know how to be a man. but they're trying to be one because they feel like they need to be. They by themselves. They the sole provider, and it makes sense for them to try to fill that role because if you are a single female and you have a child, like the only thing that you can do is be mother and father. Like it makes sense, but the problem with that is that you have become so involved in the situation of being a single parent or the mother and the father that you forget that you're raising a little boy, if that makes any sense. And the fact of the matter is that you don't have all the tools that it takes to raise a boy as a single woman. Like I'm just being real. Like saying there have been some successful people who have done it. Like I'm not even gonna front like it ain't. But at the same time, I'm just saying that it's a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging, and I don't think the people really take that into accountability when it comes to raising a child. And that's what I meant when I said that, and I almost got in trouble for it, but it came off kind of sexist. I guess is what I was told, but nobody really wanted to listen to what I was saying either after that. But
But no, that's real, and it's crazy that you brought that up because that was also one of his standpoints. One conversation he had. He was talking to a young lady that was a single mother, and she was going off on him like, I raised my child like this.
yeah,
I'm a single mother, all this other stuff, and he's like, that's
justification.
that's good and all. I'm proud of you. I'm not taking that away from you, but there's things you can't teach him. Your motherly instincts are gonna coddle and nurture him. He doesn't have that man in his life to kind of tell him like,
Mhm.
all right, I know you're hurt, but you still gotta do this. Like you still gotta get out there and work. You still gotta, grind. You still gotta get out here and
Mhm.
we say be a man. The stereotypical
Literally.
you literally gotta be a man out here. Like uh and if you're a woman that can teach that, cool. We're not taking that away from you. But there
The view woman that can teach that, I got questions. A lot of questions. Like,
um uh but but yeah, there's roles that each gender has to play a in a relationship, in bringing up a child, and in life in general. There's just things that one gender does that the other gender doesn't. I mean, it's cool if you can mingle or intermingle and mix or whatever, but it's just when you're a woman and you go out into the world, you're expected to be a certain way. There's things that are expected of you when you walk out into the world. Same thing with a man.
mhm,
There's things that have been expected of us when we walk out to the world.
mhm,
We're the protectors. We're expected to protect women. That's why the whole
mhm.
controversy of, oh, men shouldn't hit women, men should protect women. All right, but what if there's a
Intergender
woman
wrestling is a
that's
thing now.
intergender wrestling,
Wrestling is a thing now. So men ain't supposed to hit women. They doing it already on
like
TV.
professionally? Like it's a,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, all
Hell
right.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, in that situation, what if a woman wants to come up and say, "Hey, I want to fight this man"? What do we do in that situation? You-
Apparently, we supposed to just sit there and let it happen.
Okay, all right.
I I pray that I'm never in a situation where I have to prove that theory
mm,
and on either side, right or wrong.
same.
I just don't know if I'm in that. I don't know if I'm in the business of just letting somebody beat all up on me. Like I don't know. Like I'm not. I would end up like Chris Brown real fast.
Uh,
And,
and it's interesting, right? Because I don't know if it was justified or No, I don't think no one hit her. I don't think it was a video that was going around of I can't. I don't think she was young. She was probably in like her 30s. It was this Caucasian white female, and like she's going around just like hitting people, and just running out the mouth saying racial slurs. Just I guess she was drunk, and it was just like anybody that passed by, she's hitting on them saying racial slurs, and like everybody's kind of like bobbing and weaving, like walking around her. Like luckily no one hit her, but like it would have only took one person to just like knock her out, and that person would have got so much backlash. If it was a male, they would have got so much backlash. But like she's literally
All
attacking
right, so
people, like seeking out.
you said she was a white female
Hmm.
yelling racial slurs.
And attacking
Let's
people on the street.
and attacking people, like hitting them, like.
Yeah, just flat out. Just
No, I don't know about that one. I think if somebody dropped their ass, and it would be like they would be, it would be good.
they're big.
Like, I really, yeah, I think if somebody dropped her, they'd be fine. Like if a black dude came up and she hit a black dude, it was like, you black mother ninja. Like my man would probably just knock her ass out, and like everybody would be like, good for. I mean, obviously it depends on the crowd. Like let's be real, it depends on the crowd. If the single white women ages 30 through 40, like 35 through 40, they'll be like, that's kind of wrong. I don't know if he should have hit her like that. Maybe he should have set her down, bought her some coffee, and
Like she wasn't herself. She was intoxicated and all that, trying to justify it. But I'm like, you.
black women of the same age group, Mark, would have just been like, good form. Good form. Somebody needed to get her ass. If I did, if I was there, I would have got her ass. Like straight up.
But like in situations like that, like there's no talking down. Uh, uh there's no easy way to handle that. So like, how can you justify being a traditional person in that situation? Like, how do you sit there and be a provider, be a protector when the other person is just blatantly going against all that? Like they're not
You
doing
can't.
their role. They're
So we had this conversation, like it was very brief at one point before but like around the time we first started this podcast, like as it pertains to, and I think we had it on the podcast if I'm not mistaken, but like we were talking about,
was it the Valentine's episode?
it might have been. I just remember it being like around around the time that we first started the podcast, that we had this conversation, but like um it's hard to intermingle with a woman who is fulfilling that role. It's hard. Like for whatever reason, their defense is always up. They can't let a man in, and both of us can talk from experience because we've been with single mothers at some point in our lives. You with your significant other right now. Me with my ex-wife. She was a single mother when I came into her life. Like the situations were exactly the same. Like they were both hard in the exterior. Well, I'm speaking for myself. Like my ex was pretty tough in the category of like her mindset into coming into the relationship. It was almost like she was like inhuman and desensitized. Like there was no, like I don't even know how to explain this. Like she had become so driven to protect her daughter that there was no intermingling. Like it was almost like it was hard to get in, which should have been a red flag from on my part. Like I ain't gonna go there, but it was like it was like trying to fit two puzzle pieces that don't fit together. Almost, if that make any sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like and I don't know if you wanted to say it or didn't want to say it, but almost like she became like too manly. Like she was showing like
Yeah.
manly characteristics. Like she wasn't about the whole talking aspect. It was just I need to protect what's mine,
Yeah.
and if anything gets in the way of that, or if anything seems to be threatening that, I need to handle it. I need to deal with it. And it's kind of sad because like women that go through that, they lose a bit of their femininity or feminineness
That's
or
right.
whatever you
That's
want
right. That's right.
to.
Don't make up words today.
All
You got it right on the nose the first time.
right, all right.
Femininity.
Femininity. They lose that, and like you said, it's hard for them to mix uh with a significant other because that
Yeah.
significant other is looking for them to be feminine, to be that safe space. But when you're acting just like a man, it you guys are gonna clash. Like
hmm
the man is supposed to be closed off. He's supposed to be the problem solver and all this other stuff. But when you're trying to interject into that, no matter how it seems, like you could try to mean it in the nicest way you think is possible, but you're you're causing more harm than good.
It
Like,
usually like when a woman has to do it. I hate to interrupt you. Hold that thought,
mm,
Mark. But like it seems like when a woman does it, it's more about icing the man out. And I'll get to that in
mm,
a second. And I'll get to that exactly why I say that in a second. But like I just wanted to throw that in there. But go ahead, continue with what you were saying.
it when the man is supposed to be like that, like I said, that protector, that provider, and he has a plan for you, and you just like kind of interject it, or you kind of shoot it down because you want to do it your way or a certain way that kind of, like you said, ices the man out. Like, I don't want your money. I don't want you to pay for this. I got this. But like, you're clearly struggling. All right, like we're supposed to be doing this as a team, and like us doing it separately is just it. There's no point. There's no all we're doing
It's
is just
pointless.
like putting it off
You
to
live in
the
two separate lives.
yeah. And I'm like, it's like I said, it's sad because a lot of women get into that mode uh with kids, and
hmm
they don't seek and it's like when they have a kid in their rocky relationships or whatever, uh at that point it seems like in their head it's too late. Like, okay, now that I have a kid, I can't have a personal relationship with a man. I can be in a relationship with a man, but I can't have a personal one. I can't let him in because I have to, send him through these tests and these jump through hoops. So I know for a fact he's here for me and my child.
All
I
all
have
in the
to
name of protection.
right.
Oh, that sounds like an alarm. Look at
Yeah.
that. We up before the alarms. Um, but to that point that you just said, right? Like this is something that's coming to mind that
Mhm.
I heard when I was in the relationship with my ex. And this is the one reason why I knew that we would never be like right for each other.
Mhm.
And it was a Bible quote, a Bible verse, and I can't remember verbatim what it said, but it was talking about a woman a woman's submission to her husband or her
Mhm.
significant other. And I knew for a fact that like we talk about that, like I learned what
Uh,
that was, and I was like, yo, there's no fucking way that this exists. Like that's not even a thing. Like a man
right.
can't be the man of a household. Like for real, I came from a family where women don't submit to men. So I've never seen it. I had never seen it in my life. I was just like, yo, that's not a thing. Like, what are we talking about here? So I was like, yo, and when I read it, I was like, yo, like this is crazy. Like I didn't know it was a thing out here. Like there was like women talking about it on interviews and stuff. Like I listened to like podcasts of people talking about like the difference between like a submissive woman and all this other stuff. And then I was like, yo, this is, and, I kind of talked to my ex about our gender roles and whatnot, and like how I felt about the situation. And like, I'm like, yo, I don't want you to bow down to me or nothing like that. But like, you got to have some faith that I'm moving in the right direction, and let me take us there. Allow me to take us there, because like you want a certain lifestyle, I want a certain lifestyle. We got to move out your parents' house. Let me get us out of here because I got the plan. I'm the only one that coming up with the plan. And you want to be dominant, but you're not coming up with a plan. And like I don't like that. Like I don't like that. We need to make something happen. So let me do this. And for whatever reason, every time we had that conversation, it was a problem. So I was like, you know what? This ain't working. It ain't working. Like you want to be me so bad that I'm not even interested no more. Like let's just go ahead and call it quits here and move the fuck on. So that's it. Ultimately, what happened there, and like I was just like, you know what, bro, I'll stay single for the rest of my life if I can't find a woman that lets me be who I supposed to be. And like for real, like it's 2023, y'all. I ain't trying to step on nobody. I'm not. Like for real, if a man is out here not allowing you to live your life when you with them, that's a problem, obviously. But like for real, there's a way this is supposed to work. That's and for real, like I feel like there's so many women out here, and this is gonna sound sexist and homophobic. I promise y'all it's not, like for real, but like hear me out when I say this. There are women out here who are becoming lesbians because they can't even imagine themselves submitting to a man. Like on the simple fact that like, yo, I would never bow down to a man. Like that is beneath me. So like the simple fix is to
Wait. All right, but so that's interesting because even in a relation, like there in a relationship, in order for a dynamic to work, you're gonna have your submissiveness, and then you're gonna have your dominant person.
you
Like
have your top and your bottom is yeah.
yeah, so you can't have two submissive
But the
people because that
conversation,
would.
don't matter in a conversation about women. Like you talk about two women, the top and the bottom don't really matter. The only time tops and bottoms matter is in man to man relationship.
Man and woman relationship. Okay. All right.
No. I said what I said.
Oh, man.
Man. And
Oh,
you top
oh.
and bottom, top bottom.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I guess.
yeah.
I guess.
Because like the woman. I'm not trying to be sexist, bro. I just said like yo,
I
like
understand.
it just don't work the other way around. I mean, it can work, like for real. Like if Alyssa was doing the thing, making all the money, like for real, like if it was a 40-60 split, like, and I was on the 40 side, like I got to do what I got to do, right? Like I'm gonna stay at home with the kids. I'm gonna allow her to go do what she need to do. I'm gonna be at home trying to make some bread on my own. Like if it comes down to that, but like because we're living equalized right now. But like what people don't understand is like, yo, you gotta let the other gender play the other gender. Like you can't do everything. And what most people do when they try to get in these relationships is and we're gonna talk about the single women, most single parents for the most part. Like they're trying to play both roles, and it's not even just women, but it's like if a man, it's very rare you find a man that's a single parent. Like it's but we gonna pass that part. But you know, they come into the relationship and they trying to play both parts and not trying to let this other person in, bro. And it's deadly for the most part.
And it's like, how do you like move through life like that? Like, uh, we see it all the time where people are in these relationships and they're like, they're dreading it. Like,
Right.
the man or the woman is trying to play their role correctly, but
Yeah, walk
it's
on
so
eggshells.
much, yeah, walk on eggshells. There's so much resistance. It's so
Hmm.
much you know hurt coming from the other person. Like
Yeah,
you feel some type of way. You're like, yo, what am I doing this for? Like
yeah,
I'm I'm doing all the right things, but yet I'm still getting backlash for
yeah,
the simple stuff. Like,
yeah.
and then uh I can't speak for other people, but like uh when I have you like that close to me, like I expect higher of you. Like it's just I ain't gonna necessarily say like, yeah, I put you on a pedestal. Like so, certain things that you're gonna do or that I hope you're gonna do, it's gonna hold more weight to it than some regular person I see on the street. Like there's
Mm.
a certain
Facts,
way that you
facts.
you have to walk, you have to talk in this relationship, or I'm gonna act a certain way. That's just you know in
Nah,
a
fuck that. I'm
tradition.
out.
He said I'm out.
I came out to the and my for real, like
Mhm.
we were in the same situation, dog. Like I felt the same exact way, and I felt like I was walking on eggshells. And not to say that you were doing that in your relationship, but like as a man coming into a relationship with a single mother, like I felt like I was
Mm,
walking on eggshells. Literally everything that you just said, I was there, and I was like, yo, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I thought that I was like everything that I was doing as a man, like all of the stuff that I was trying to make happen, like
mm,
I was like, yo, I don't know what's right. Cause like
yeah,
nothing seems to be making this woman happy. Like I'm not I'm not what she needs. Like she needs a woman at this point. Like I don't know what she like she needs somebody to bow down to her,
mhm,
but she don't have the work ethic or the drive to bow down to. So I'm like, I don't know, like you trying to make me this stay at home dad or some shit. Like I can do that if you had something going on, but there's nothing
right,
going on. Like you not making nothing happen. And like I was just like, yo, for real, like I don't belong here.
mm,
Like I'm trying to find reasons as a man. Like I'm trying to find reasons to honor the promise I made to God. But right now, I don't know why I made this promise.
right,
I don't have no clue why I made this promise at this point. Like you not showing me anything. Like and we can't work together on anything. Like anytime we tried to sit down to talk about like financial plans, we were arguing about it, and it was always like you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. I'm like, yo, but what are you doing?
mm, yeah, yeah,
So like, yeah, that was my thing. Like you said it. You said it like when I'm with you, I'm with you. And we gotta move a certain way, we gotta act a certain way, but she won't doing none of that. She won't even trying to have that. I was like, yo, so like if we together, this needs to happen, that need to happen, that need to happen. Fuck you. All right, cool. This is why I'm not doing that. You ain't this and you ain't that. Blase, blase, split. Okay, yep.
and that's another thing with these traditional roles, right? Like, but before we get too deep in it, we're not here to bash women. We're not here to because men do it too. Um, they expect these traditional roles from their significant other,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
they don't do the like I said, they don't reciprocate it. They don't. they want it. They want the traditional roles done to them, but they're not doing anything to do the traditional roles themselves. Like for
Yeah.
women, they want the man to be the provider, protector, and all this other stuff, but yet they're always out. They're club popping. They're blowing the money, so the man has to work even harder to replace what their spending habits. And
Yeah.
for the men, they want a wife that stays home, cooks, all this other stuff, but yet you're stepping out. You're flirting, looking at every woman that walks by at work. You're not faithful. You're not being the provider, the protector. You're just like she's just there at this point. She's like a roommate that sleep with occasionally or whatever. And it's just like, at what point do we say, hey, this is not what I want, and just separate? Like, people stay in those type
Mm-hmm.
of relationships
Yeah.
for whatever
Yeah.
reason. And at that point, you're literally causing more hurt. For the person that's in it, that's going through the stuff, you're hurting yourself, first of all, especially if you notice it, you see it. And the person that's doing the hurt, what type of rapport are you making? What type of like, you're just tearing down that person. Like, they're thinking all these negative thoughts about themselves, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not the one, and all this other stuff. But like, it's because of the person that you're in that you're feeling a certain way. Like, you could go out here and be with so much better. There's people out here that will submit to you, that will be the provider and
Mm-hmm.
protector. And it's like, at
That's my life right
some
there.
point,
That's my
you
life
got
right there,
to
Mark.
you got to get out of those relationships and just either work on yourself. Don't, like, get out of it, and then as soon as you get out of it, you're with somebody the next week, the next month, or something. No, actually take time,
Mm-hmm.
figure out what you want, and go for that. Like, people aren't doing that, and I feel like it all boils down to just working together. Like, we've gotten uh so stuck on ourselves that in a relationship, in a business, in a work environment, we can't work with others. And it's like, that's what made America. That's what, makes a successful business, working together with others. You know, opposite gender, same gender, just working well with others. We can't even do that down to a personal relationship, intimate relationship level. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
always what's in it for me, what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna get me and my family, or just me to the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I as we talk about these gender roles here, like, I'm not at all saying that a woman need to be in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No.
I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not saying that it's a woman's responsibility to take care of the child. Like, I'm not saying that. I believe that I believe in equal giving, equal sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my particular situation, I'm the cook in my relationship. Like, and I know a lot of men ain't gonna relate to that. Like, most men, they don't even know how to cook, for one thing. But I've been on my own for so long that cooking, it seems to come natural to me at this point. I don't cook the healthiest of stuff, which I need to work on that.
So,
But I need to get that to come naturally to me, because the doctor said that you got to watch your cholesterol, dude. You're 30, like, for where, like, what the fuck is happening? But anyway, that's a different story. Um, but I'm the cook in my relationship. I clean in my relationship, and I'm the type of dude who would much rather work as hard as I can to let my wife stay at home. Now, when I say that, in most cases, and especially when I'm talking to women, they get offended when I say that,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
You trying to control her? You trying to, yeah.
yep, yep, that there's stuff just like that they say. But here's the thing. this it's not about control to me as much as it's about effectiveness. Like my wife ain't effective at work. She's effective to work. Like, but for real, like my Mikram dynasty don't start at my job. So why do I need her at work? So like it doesn't make sense for her to be at work if we're trying to start the Mikram dynasty. Like it don't make sense for one of us, like for both of us to be there wasting our time 40 hours a week at work. So like for real, like you talking like a woman who's able to do anything she put her mind to, but she's locked down by the control of the job. So I much rather do anything that I possibly can to make sure that she stay at home. I'll still come home and cook if I need to. But like for real, like if she's at home taking care of the kids, she getting the business started, she getting her word count in on the 3 books that she's in the process of writing. Like for real, like all that stuff is helpful, is more helpful to me than being at work. So like for real, if I can do anything that I possibly can, make a little bit more money to get her to stay at home, like that would be ideal for me. Like I'm on that. So like for real, I'm not even into the traditional gender roles thing, but like that one right there, for real, like I feel like it's a non-negotiable for me. Like that's where I want to be in my life. That's what I want to do. Like I much rather one of us be home with the kids and start a business from the house. And yeah, I get a lot of heat for that one, Mark.
And it's interesting because like when you were saying all that, what stuck out to me was like all of that, all the good that you said out of that, her helping out, her doing her own thing. He didn't say, putting in the word count for his books, her own stuff, right? All that will get overlooked by a couple of words you said, because it's ideal for you. It benefits you for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. All that good stuff, even the stuff that she's doing for
Yeah,
herself, gets overshadowed
all of it
because
is for her. She got the same goal. She got the same exact goal I got for our family. All of it is for her. But her happiness and
Mhm.
doing what she wants to do and doing what she needs to do benefits me because she's happy.
And that's where people have the problem with, like I said, like the working together piece is so screwed that like anything that a woman does that has a positive effect to a man is looked at as taboo now, and it's weird. Cause the guy
Only
that
in
mm,
go ahead.
the guy that kind of sparked this topic, he also talked about having non-negotiables, things that are deal breakers for men, for the standard man. And he it's not a joke or anything to laugh at, but like he brought a girl to tears because he's like, there's uh a man wouldn't necessarily seek out a woman with a child, a single mother, basically. Basically because all the things we just talked about, it's a struggle to have a intimate relationship with a single mother, right?
Yeah.
And the girl was going on about, how she takes care of her child. She's a good woman. Okay, cool. I'm not knocking that. You're strong, you're independent, but like men don't seek that out. Like we could be happy with the chick that works at McDonald's or whatever. As long as she's doing the right thing, she's working hard, she's trying to, do better for herself and also be a traditional woman. We'll go for her over this single mother that's making like $1 million, that's entrepreneur and all this other stuff. Because
What you need me
eh,
for?
exactly. He said that's that same exact thing. Like what would you need him for at that point? Like there's no growth because you're already so high at the top. You're in in that relationship. What do you expect from him? Like he's just getting his business started, or he's just doing all these things, and you've already been doing this stuff for years. So you're like, uh, the woman in that relationship could probably be like, what are you doing? Chop chop. We got stuff to do, but I'm trying. I don't need you to try. I need you to do. But
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna snuff him out. Like he's just getting his flame started, and you're just coming. You're this big flame that's taking all the oxygen from his fire, and you gonna snuff him out just by being close to him. And it.
That's how I felt in my last relationship, honestly.
Come on.
Yeah, I felt just like that, just with nothing going on, with nothing going on.
Right.
That's exactly how I felt. Like I felt just like that guy who got his flame snuffed out. Like, bruh, for real, like I'm being real with you, Mark. Like when the Aether Universe first started being conceptualized, I was with that woman. I was with her when that happened. Like I was writing down ideas. I started writing. There was no external motivation to keep it going. There was no collaboration. There was nothing. Like she generated ideas for the joint and still didn't help me. And I promise you, here's the difference, right? Now that I'm with Alyssa has since motivated me to release a book, start a completely different series than what I've started on, and now it's helping me with the growth of the entire business itself. Has it generated not one idea? Completely different. Like she has helped me with so much in this process, and it all started with, why is this not released yet? why is this not a book yet? What are you doing here? Like, this is a good idea. Like, go for it. What's stopping you? I was like, well, hell, if you're not stopping me, I guess I'm good.
Yeah. And that's really all it takes. Like, it's crazy how let's keep it playing. It's crazy how men ask for so little, just a little faith, little compliance, and we get this big mountain of resistance. Like, I gotta go out here, take on the world, and come home and deal with this mountain of stress, of problems with this person I call my significant other. Like, why is this a dynamic? Like, we're in this relationship. Like, even if you don't see the vision, like at least
Which you
have
probably
faith
won't.
that it's true. Because nobody understands your vision like you do. Like, but
Right.
like lift me up. Like have my back at least.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
or at least have faith. Like, you know, men aren't out here like Neanderthals. Like we know how to do things. We know how to work with our hands. We know how to make money. Like it's just plain and simple. Like we're gonna go out and do something. Like it, no matter what it looks like, it's gonna get some type of results in the end. I mean, yeah, you do have some of those deadbeat dads, those guys that are out here doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But crazy enough, even though they're down on their luck or they're this way, they get jobs. they get a little something to at least please themselves. But it's all about the person you mingle with, the person you intermix with. But if you see that he has the drive, the motivation, let him do his thing. Like give him uh time to himself to work on those things and just watch what comes from it. Like it's that simple. But like I said, we've gotten to a point in society where
Yeah,
we're
but
so
Mark,
focused on ourselves.
you telling a woman right now to submit to a man, and that's the problem.
All I'm gonna say is this: I'm a biblical person. Go to church. If you ain't gonna submit to your man, how you gonna submit to God?
Mm, there it is. That's the one right there. That's the one that I was thinking about earlier. I was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was something about. That's the one right there. I was the one right there. That's the one that made me start looking that up and figuring out that I was in the wrong situation. That's the one right there. All right, so check this out, right? And men can do it wrong as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Here's wrong. Here's wrong. You know, speaking of this situation, and you know, Marcus coming across this TikTok that he wanted to bring to this episode. I'm going to Food Lion the other day, right?
Okay.
And I hop out the car and I'm about to go in the store, and I see a dude sitting in the car next to me, and he's just on his phone, just scrolling. I'm just like, all right, yeah, that's dope, whatever. And he's sitting in the passenger side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And this woman comes out the store. She's hauling this basket full of stuff, like almost runneth over. Cup runneth over. Like that's literally how it looked. Like carrying this shopping cart full of stuff. Like it looked like she had trouble pushing that thing, bruh. And she got to, and I was like, there's no way she's going to this car with this dude sitting in it. There's no fucking way. No fucking. She got to this car with this dude in it. Open the trunk, open the back doors, start loading this car. Do you know what this dude did, Mark?
None.
Exactly what he did the entire time that she was loading this car up, bro. And I only went in for like one or two things.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I came back out, Mark, she was still loading the car. Dude was still sitting in the passenger side, bro.
Scrub. Nothing but scrub.
And I wanted her to go knock on the window and be like, bro, I hope your fucking legs broke. Like that got to be the only thing that explains what's going on right now, bro. Like from the outside looking in, dog, you looking real trashy right now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can't be done wrong, fellas. It can be. Like, I don't care what's going on in your world. Like, and it could have been a situation where they had just gotten into an argument or some shit. He could have been in the store with her and they got into an argument. But like at the same time, like I don't care what you do as a man, you can't do that. Like that's not a thing, bro. Like you can't get in your feelings. That's a dude raised by a single woman. Like for real, like I feel like, and the reason I say that because I was raised by a single woman too, and I feel like you know, based off of my upbringing, that was the right thing. But like me knowing how to be a man, I know that was not how that was supposed to be done. If that make any sense.
I felt that. Yeah. Whew. That's scrub mentality, right? Because at what point, if you can't help with like the simple things like groceries, like what are you providing? What are you doing in that relationship? Like you said,
Yeah, because yeah, bro, you're not in there to pay, so like you're not even doing that.
And my thing is like, how do you put, or how do you not have so much attention towards your lady? Like, you know, I'm pretty sure she had like some heavy things in there. And I mean, you know, I'm not saying, you know, women can't heavy lift or anything like that. It's not even about that.
It
It's
ain't even
just
about that. It's not right.
the principle. Like
The press is just GP.
you're gonna benefit from what she's cooking, what she just bought, but you sitting in the car scrolling on your phone, and I'm pretty sure that you had your eyes on other things that's not beneficial to that relationship, and it's just I know she feels some type of way because like who wouldn't? I would feel
Bro,
some type of way if you know if I'm struggling with something, not even just groceries, just anything, and you know my significant other is not even batting an eye at the situation, or
Yeah.
providing some type of help, cheering, motivation, something, you know. And it like I said before, it's all about teamwork. Like if you don't get nothing else, if you not having a equal, scales or balanced type of teamwork situation, it's the relationship is gonna fail. Point blank simple. Like the scales need to be balanced, and not necessarily the 50-50 thing. No, just somewhere down the line, or at the beginning, the middle, the end, it y'all need to be working towards a common goal. Y'all need to be on the same page. In the scripture it says, thou that are not equally yoked, they're basically gonna fail. What that means is, if y'all are not on the same page, if y'all don't have the same beliefs, the same, not necessarily the structure, but if y'all aren't supporting the structure that y'all are building, it's gonna fail. The house is gonna fall. Point blank simple.
Mm, mm. It's hard not to. It's hard to respect somebody who ain't on your team.
Mm.
Like
Jesus.
you doing your thing, they doing their thing, and their thing contradicts your thing, and only one of y'all building the foundation. It's hard to respect somebody standing in the grass, not not holding a hammer or laying the concrete with you. It's hard to respect that person. Straight up. I've been like for real in my relationship with Alyssa. I find myself doing the same exact things that I was doing with my ex. Like as far as like I open the doors for her.
Mm.
I never like even down to like walking position. Like I don't even let Alyssa walk closer to the street. And like I didn't even notice that I did it at one point, but like like somebody called me out on it, was like, why you keep shifting her over like that? Like every time y'all walking, you always push her towards the cars. Like what's up with that? When y'all walking through parking lots, you just move her over like that. What is that? What is that? I was like, because if something go down, like I want to be the first one there to as a first line of defense to protect her. Like that's how it's supposed to be. Like I'm the man that's supposed to be that first line of defense to protect my household, protect my lineage. And for real, now that Alyssa is pregnant, bro, we 3 months out, bro.
Hey.
Thought about that shit. We 3 months out, bro. But yeah, now that she has a child on the way, has our child on the way, like it's gotten even. I've become more territorial now. Like, and I'm not doing anything different. I haven't changed anything but my mindset about how I live my life. But the way I treat my woman is still gold. Like I treat her like precious material. Like for real. Like some of y'all guys out here, y'all gotta understand that in order to make like all right, let me not say make. I ain't gonna go there. But you want a woman to submit to you. Like most men, this is what our problem is. We come across these women and they don't submit to us. Like as men, they don't submit to us. They're not interested in that. They don't want that type of relationship. They want to be their own person in their relationships. We come across these women who do that. But like for real, you become accustomed to that. So when you find a person that is able to, is willing to submit to you, you got to be a man. You got to do everything that you can do, and it is, and what you do as a man may not be the same as the next person, or but it's all dependent on that woman. What does that woman need from you in order to get you to be a provider to her, a protector to her, a defender to her? Like you gotta communicate in your relationships. You have to compromise in your relationships. Find out what that woman needs from you. If she's willing to do so, it's going to come with some requirements.
No doubt.
So when I wrote this list, my bad, Mark. What you saying?
Oh, so I said no doubt that
Yeah, yeah.
that's it.
So when I wrote this list of things that I needed from a woman, and I tell y'all, I keep saying this situation, and like I could show the list. I got the list somewhere in my old notes or whatever. Everything everything that Alyssa is right now is was on that list. 2 years before I met her, what she like everything on that list, bro. But I even had a name for this woman, this fantasy woman that I made up in my mind. Like her name, it started with the A. Like I don't know what I wrote the name Amanda down. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like I just wrote that down, and I was like, I made up like literally like I made up a woman, and I was like, these are her characteristics. You frozen? Oh,
No.
you still moving? I was like, these are her characteristics. This is what she does. This is how she operates in this situation. This is how she operates in that situation. Like I literally wrote it out. When Alyssa came along, she was the exact same woman from that list. But alongside that list, to accompany that list, I wrote down a list of things that I needed to be to keep that woman and make sure that my relationship was maintained 100%.
Mm.
So I became that man, and that woman came along. That woman now is about to have our first child in about 3 months.
Yeah, and I think that's either the second or third story that I've heard like that, and it's almost down to, I ain't gonna say a science, but like what you put out there, what you can manifest these things, and that's, I know that's like a whole big topic for another episode, but like uh I call him my brother, a guy I grew up with in church. He's a little bit older than me, but he's basically family, and he was the same way. Uh, I was blessed enough to go to his wedding, and at the altar, he said that he was like, both of them. They said they made a list of the things they needed from a significant other, and God willing, they
They
brought them
found each
together.
other.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, everything I put down on that paper, he or she, they checked off all the boxes. Like it, it was almost like a miracle, like literally. And it's like that's all it is. Like you can get what you want from the world. Just put it out there, make it plain. Figure it out first. Figure it out, because some people, they don't know what they want. But
They don't they know what it is. Yeah.
once you sit down with yourself and like, yo, I need this. I want this. No negotiating the terms and agreements. No negotiating it. I need this. I want this. It'll come. Like you'll get it. Just make a list. Don't falter from it. Don't settle. And then just work on you. And when it comes, you'll know. When it passes you by, you will know. But if you don't know, you won't know. Like it's that simple. All right, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
we got coming up for the people?
Mm, I ain't got nothing at the moment, man. I just slowed my writing down to almost dead stop fucking around with this damn with the school.
Mm.
Uh, I can't wait till this class is over so I can get back to it. I've been trying to like squeeze them both in, but like I spent way too much time writing this week and not enough time on school. And I got an assignment due today, so I gotta do that, man. So unfortunately, I ain't got too much going on that on the production front. I did work on something for TikTok that is I hope that's going to keep me in TikTok
Mm.
and actually stay on there this time. This time. I can't make no promises on that yet, but you know, I'm developing a plan to make TikTok a priority, or
Okay.
seeing if it's even possible for me to make it a priority, because I don't know if I can, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
I feel that. Same on this end. Just working towards a end for one of these jobs that I have. Y'all pray for me, cause uh, I'm doing both today. Uh, got to go clock in a couple of hours, and then get off that job, clock in another job, and then do it all again tomorrow, and then
Oh shit!
have my weekends off. You know.
Damn, if I had known that you were doing all that, I'd ended this conversation when we were supposed to.
Nah, you good, you good. Uh, it's all towards a better goal in the end. Like you work hard, and then make sure you're working towards putting a end to what's keeping you from doing the things that you want to do. Like that's all it is. Um,
Hmm.
Sacrifice. You got to do them. But
You gotta get off of this, figure this whole job thing out, so you can get back to work on what's important.
oh
You
yeah,
ain't
oh
talked
yeah.
about that in a while.
Once once I could drop the other jank, weekends are dedicated to learning any and everything. Second language, Blender, uh, game development, web development. The sky is the limit, bro. I'm telling you. But never forget your goals. Never forget your goals. Never forget your talents, the things you want to do in life. Um, I know sometimes the life uh presents a challenge where some of those things need to be put on hold or just put on the back burner, but never forget them. Always work towards getting back to that. You can take a break, but you can't stop. But this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.